Today is a WRAL weather alert day with extreme heat and the chance of strong storms. I'll walk you through the hottest part of the day and when we could see some of those severe storms.
Navigating the crowd, 100,000 Caniacs are expected for the Canes Championship Parade. How organizers are asking you to prepare to head downtown to celebrate.
Major expansion, a widening project on Aviation Parkway in Morrisville is about to begin. How it will improve traffic and what it means for people who live and work nearby.
We are following those stories and more, as well as a look at your morning commute. WRAL News at 8 on Fox 50 starts in 30 seconds.
At Leith Honda in Raleigh and Auto Park Honda in Cary, we make your buying process easy. And with every new car purchase, you'll enjoy complimentary oil changes and exceptional service. It's no wonder we've earned so many 5-star reviews. You'll also get peace of mind pricing with every used vehicle, and if it's not the perfect fit, no problem. Bring it back within 3 days for an easy exchange. Visit our showroom at Auto Park Honda in Cary or Leith Honda in Raleigh. It's easier here.
Your number one source for local news. This is WRAL, coverage you can count on.
Good Thursday morning, and thanks for joining us here on WRAL News on Fox 50 at 8 o'clock. I'm Kirsten Clark.
And I'm Ken Smith. We are still buzzing from Lonnie the Hawk
being
here.
I was watching that interview behind the scenes, and I was just, wow.
Yeah, big doings.
I saw he gave a little kiss on the hand to somebody we know.
You know, just Elizabeth Gardner. The Hawk was quite taken with you.
He kissed my hand.
Oh.
And there's a picture of it too. Oh my goodness, it was such a thrill and such an honor to have him stop by. It was wonderful. So he's got a new show coming up on Netflix in July, I believe, and headed down to Pinehurst today and stopped by here on the way. So I was a little bit worried about how hot it's going to be. Oof, anything outside today is going to feel rough. We have a heat advisory in effect for this afternoon. Up to 108 will be the way it feels, and then late tonight into the evening into early tomorrow morning, we have the chance of some stronger thunderstorms. We'll walk through the timeline for that. We're trending a little bit wetter than we were yesterday, and so that's good news. You know, we need all the rain we can get. We're looking at some cloud cover out there this morning, keeping our temperatures down a little bit. It's still pretty steamy, 78, but the dew point 70. That's way over there on the muggy meter. It'll feel like triple digits by lunchtime, and then 106 to 107 mid to late afternoon. This is the remnants of Tropical Storm Arthur. Good news and bad news with this. There's already flooding happening along the Gulf Coast, and that looks like it could continue, but we'll see this front teaming up with that to bring us some much needed rain. A lot of that will be late tonight, but into tomorrow morning. So we'll walk through and let you know how it could affect your morning commute coming up. Ken?
All right, Elizabeth, happening right now in your morning commute. Let's take a spin around the Beltline, shall we? Let's start with the southern loop of the Beltline, I-40 Lake Wheeler Road. You can see traffic has definitely picked up on those westbound lanes heading away from us this morning. So here's what you're looking at if this is part of your morning commute. Right now, it's a 6-minute delay. The bulk of the congestion is around the Gorman Street exit, but once you get past Gorman Street, it's really clear sailing all the way over to Cary. So keep that in mind. So hop over to the northern loop of the Beltline. We're looking at a 5-minute delay. Again, the bulk of the congestion is between Capitol Boulevard and the I-87 440 interchange. But again, 5 minutes or 6 minutes not going to make you late. How about this? I-87 coming in out of Nightdale, completely delay-free. Usually we see a little bit of jam session going on, but the rhythm is good this morning. I like that. So let's widen out, give you a look at some other routes heading into the Raleigh County area. We're picking up some delays between Highway 55 and the I-540 interchange there on I-40 eastbound. That's why you're looking at a 7-minute delay. But again, 7 minutes not necessarily going to make you late. 4 minutes if you're coming in from Wake Forest, and again, just a 1-minute delay coming in from Nightdale and I-87. You're getting ready to head into the car. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Ken, thank you. Developing this morning, we're working to confirm more details about a serious motorcycle crash early this morning in Raleigh. You're looking at video from the WRAL breaking news tracker at Ebenezer Church Road and Lease Lane from just before 3:30 this morning. Raleigh Wake 911 reports the rider died in the crash, and we're waiting to hear back from Raleigh police with more information. This morning, Raleigh is getting ready for the Canes Championship Parade. 100,000 people are expected to head downtown Saturday to celebrate the team's Stanley Cup win. WRAL's Ali Kadlabar joins us live from Fayetteville Street this morning. And Ali, Caniacs will be flocking to Raleigh by plane, train, and bus.
Yeah, all of the ways that they can get here. Now, there's some activity here in downtown Raleigh on Fayetteville Street, but oh my gosh, it doesn't even compare to what we're going to see this weekend. We're going to see a sea of red, black, and white here in downtown Raleigh. The city expected to be the largest event in the city of Raleigh's history. Now, so they have some guidelines for you. The city is asking people not to drive. If you do, carpool. Several roads will be closed as early as 3:30 a.m. along the parade route, and Raleigh officials also recommend taking Go Raleigh or Go Triangle buses. Route 100 may be the best option if you're traveling from Chapel Hill or Durham. There are also a handful of routes throughout the county that take riders to Moore Square.
Depending upon where you are in the Triangle area, there are a number of routes that will take you into downtown Raleigh and just a short walk a few blocks down, and you're at Fayetteville Street and Hillsborough Street for the parade.
And we're also expecting to see a lot of visitors from throughout the state. The Amtrak train route from Charlotte and Greensboro, it's already sold out. So it'll definitely be a good packed time here in downtown Raleigh. Reporting live in Raleigh, Ali Kathabar, WRAL News.
Yeah, a lot of excitement for the parade. Now let's take a look at the championship parade route for this Saturday. It'll go down Hillsborough Street, swinging by the state capitol, and then go down Fayetteville Street. The parade ends at Davie Street, and a fan rally will happen after the parade in City Plaza. WRAL, of course, will have live team coverage of Saturday's parade. We'll have crews all over downtown Raleigh giving you every angle of the celebrations. Our coverage starts at 10:30 in the morning, and we'll carry the entire event live on WRAL, on air, and online. The effects of the ongoing drought conditions are showing up in many ways across our area, and that includes dead fish at Lake Wilson. Hundreds of dead fish can be seen from the lake's dam, and according to North Carolina Wildlife, this is one of the consequences of an extended drought. However, the concern is that this is happening earlier in the season than normal.
It's going to be a stressful summer for all wildlife. It's going to be stressful for us too, I think. Anything that needs water is going to be a little bit more stressed out.
So there is some good news in all of this. Wilson's drinking water won't be affected by the drought at the lake. That is not the city's primary drinking water source.
President Trump signing off on the peace agreement between the United States and Iran. Video shows the president signing the memorandum of understanding before dinner with French President Emmanuel Macron. Images released by Iran also shows the Iranian president signing that document as well. As part of the deal, the ceasefire will expand and traffic will begin passing toll-free through the Strait of Hormuz. Tehran will also not procure or develop nuclear weapons. The United States committing $300 billion toward an Iranian reconstruction fund. An official signing ceremony is expected to be held tomorrow in Switzerland. Vice President J.D. Vance is expected to attend. A widening project on Aviation Parkway back here at home is in the works, and tonight, people who live and work along that road will learn more about what it means for them. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey joining us live to tell us how the project could affect all drivers. Kelsey, good morning.
Hey, Ken, good morning. Tonight, more than 70 property owners all along Aviation Parkway here will have a chance to get more information about how this roadway project could affect them. Here's a look at what will be under construction. Aviation Parkway from Chapel Hill Road in Morrisville to I-40 in Cary. NCDOT says traffic in that area is expected to increase by 50% within the next 25 years. That would be about 24,000 vehicles a day by 2050. A major part of this road widening project is adding a sidewalk and 10-foot wide multi-use trail. NCDOT says the project will help with traffic flow. Attorney Jason Campbell says businesses along Aviation Parkway will lose space in order to make room for the wider road.
Those buildings are next to the roads, their parking lots are next to the roads. And this widening will cause them to lose parking. It will cause them to lose the land in front of their buildings.
So that's exactly why there's going to be a public meeting tonight at 7 o'clock for those property owners just to learn more about what this process will look like. You can find more information on WRAL.com's homepage. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Wake County.
Also happening today, the town of Zebulon will kick off its three-day Juneteenth celebration. Tonight, there will be an opening ceremony and an educational program at the Zebulon Community Center that starts at 6:30 this evening. Well, this year's theme will be Celebrate and Educate. The Zebulon Juneteenth festivities will wrap up Saturday with a big celebration at Nomico Park.
And Ken, it was a special morning here at WRAL. Actor and comedian Will Ferrell stopped by our studio to talk about his new Netflix show. Ferrell arrived in character as Lonnie the Hawk Hawkins, and the Hawk was the world's #1 golfer back in 2004, if you don't remember. The new show centers around his refusal to retire and his quest to win one more major to complete the Grand Slam. Speaking with WRAL, the Hawk talked to us about his friendly rivalry with his superstar son.
I'm really proud of him. Yeah, he's doing really well on the tour. Of course, he gets all of that from me. And the apple does not fall far from the tree is a phrase I came up with. Okay. Yeah. So I'm proud of him, but he he's hearing footsteps too, because I'm coming for him at the same time. I'm proud of him, but I'm coming for him.
Oh, that Lonnie Hawkins, such a humble guy. Well, this afternoon, Will Ferrell will be making a stop at Pinehurst, and WRAL will be there to cover the Hawks news conference. Watch for that in our later newscasts.
Should be exciting. Hey, we're coming up on 8/11. School lunch prices. Parents and students in Wake County can expect them to be higher next year. How the school board is trying to prevent more price hikes in the future.
And here's something you definitely want to take inside today. Exercise forecast. Our actual high will be 99 this afternoon. I'll show you how close that is to a record high. But of course, we'll talk about the heat advisory and our chance for storms later on this afternoon and evening coming up. 8:14, and we do have a heat advisory and a severe weather threat for today. So today is a WRAL weather alert day. This afternoon, it could feel like up to 108. And later on this evening, we'll have a chance for some damaging winds and some rain that continues into tomorrow. And coming up, we'll talk more about the timeline for that. We could be in the triple digits by lunchtime in terms of the heat index for today, and then feeling like 106 to 108 this afternoon. We could have a few isolated storms early afternoon, but the bulk of the rain doesn't come through until much later on this evening. And again, could last into tomorrow morning. We'll talk more about that in a bit. It's partly cloudy this morning, a little breezy, and with the breeze and the heat today, we have high fire danger, so you don't want to do any outdoor burning. Temperatures are already in the upper 70s, and our actual high this afternoon around 99. Ken?
Well, Elizabeth, happening now. We want to give you a live look at I-40 and Harrison Avenue because we're picking up a little bit of congestion coming in on those eastbound lanes coming toward us this morning. It's really between Highway 55 and the I-540 interchange there coming through that section of I-40. But right now, you're looking at a 4-minute delay. We're also picking up a little bit of a delay just as you get off on Wade Avenue onto I-40 westbound. But again, traffic is still moving. You're looking at a 4-minute delay coming in from Wake Forest and just a 1-minute delay for those folks coming in from Nightdale at this hour.
Ken, thank you. For the 5th year in a row, meal prices are going up in Wake County schools. This fall, students will pay 25 cents more per meal. For elementary students, lunch will now be $4. Middle and high schoolers will pay $4.25. And the rising cost has some worried about the effect on struggling families that don't qualify for free or reduced lunch programs.
And that means an increase of 25 cents a day for lunch and 25 cents a day for breakfast may not mean a lot, but for families that are just over that edge, it's going to be a huge cost burden.
So school leaders say the higher prices are needed due to increased food and delivery costs. The board also voted to create a task force to work on limiting future cost increases.
A grand opening ceremony for the Obama Presidential Library and Museum happening today in Chicago ahead of its public opening tomorrow. The $850 million facility will be run by the nonprofit Obama Foundation. Visitors will be able to look at exhibits dedicated to President Barack Obama's political legacy, as well as former First Lady Michelle Obama's public initiatives. The campus will also include an auditorium, basketball court, and vegetable garden. The Presidential Center will open to the public on Juneteenth.
Yep, and the Carolina Hurricanes aren't the only ones celebrating. The New York Knicks will hold their championship parade today in New York. The Knicks finished off the Spurs last weekend to claim their first title since 1973. And that parade will be along the Canyon of Heroes in Lower Manhattan. Security is expected to be tight, and every spectator will be screened by NYPD at various checkpoints along the route.
All right, well, the Carolina Hurricanes held a celebratory dinner at a Raleigh restaurant. Then they brought a special guest. Bodega Restaurant posted this on Instagram, the team bringing the Stanley Cup to the restaurant in Raleigh Ironworks. At one point during their visit, Taylor Hall placed his son in the Stanley Cup. Memorable moment right there. The cup has been making its way around the triangle. Its first stop was at the Teats Bar on Glenwood Avenue. Well, here's a look at some of the Cup's journey so far in Raleigh. According to the NHL, every Hurricanes player will get 24 hours with the Stanley Cup. That's a tradition that started back in 1995. Well, sticking with the sports theme, a FIFA World Cup triple header today right here on Fox 50. Starting at noon, Czechia takes on South Africa. Then at 3 o'clock, it will be Switzerland versus Bosnia and Herzegovina. And the day ends with Mexico and South Korea taking the pitch at 9 p.m. Again, all those games can be seen right here on Fox 50.
Well, it's been a really hot start to the summer. We're talking 11 days over 95 degrees. Let's get over to meteorologist Grant Skinner, who joins us now with some of the records we've broken recently. And Grant, how long the heat will last?
Yeah, heat's going to last for quite some time. Again, 11 days. It's the most on record that we've had at or above 95-degree temperatures. And you felt it over the past week especially. We had 3 different days where we jumped above 100 degrees. This past week ties for the warmest June 11th through June 17th on record. It's similar to the climate that they have in El Paso at this time of the year. So it's wild when you put that in perspective, just how hot it's been around here. And temperatures have been running well above average, just below 9 degrees above average over the past week. And this is similar to the temperatures we see between July 9th and July 15th. So all to say, it's been hot. And it's going to be hot again today. 99 is your high in Raleigh. We could break a record again today. Fayetteville just below.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
It is 8:26. I'm Kirsten Clark. Let's get right over to meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner on this very hot WRAL weather alert day.
It is. We're looking at a high of 99, but that's not the whole story. We do have a heat index that's going to climb up to maybe 106 to 108 this afternoon. So there's a heat advisory, kicks in at 11 a.m. And then a level 1 risk for severe storms. The best chance of that is going to be pretty late today, probably late evening into the overnight. We could be in the triple digits in terms of the heat index as early as lunchtime. And then again, 106 to 108 this afternoon. We do have a small chance of some showers and storms right after lunchtime, but a better chance of it becoming more widespread later in the evening. And that's when we probably have that chance for 1 or 2 storms to produce some wind damage. Notice how breezy it is here as we take a look down Fayetteville Street from our Jimmy V camera. That wind is also creating high fire danger for today, and it's already warm as you step out the door in the upper 70s, Ken.
All right, let's want to give our viewers a view of I-40, both east and westbound around the I-40 Harrison Avenue area. These are the westbound lanes heading to Durham. The eastbound lanes are coming toward us here in the Raleigh-Wake County area. So as we widen out the view, give you a look at what you can expect. Right now, you're looking at a 6-minute delay because of that heavy congestion coming in on I-40 eastbound. A 4-minute delay if you're coming in from Wake Forest. And boy, for those of you coming in from Knightdale and All Point East on I-87, you're just looking at a 1-minute delay at this hour.
A motorcycle rider is seriously hurt after a crash early this morning in Raleigh. This happened at Ebenezer Church Road and Lease Lane, and police say the motorcycle was the only vehicle involved in the crash. We're trying to learn more about the victim's condition as well as what caused the crash. And preparations are underway for the Stanley Cup Victory Parade this weekend in downtown Raleigh. 100,000 people are expected to attend, and city officials are asking people not to drive but rather.
Today is a WRAL weather alert day with extreme heat and the chance of strong storms. I'll walk you through the hottest part of the day and when we could see some of those severe storms.
Navigating the crowd, 100,000 Caniacs are expected for the Canes Championship Parade. How organizers are asking you to prepare to head downtown to celebrate.
Drought conditions worsening. Water levels are dropping rapidly across the triangle. How that's affecting the area's water restrictions. We have a lot to get to here in our 8:30 half hour. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kirsten Clark.
And I'm Ken Smith. And of course, one of the big news today, the WRAL weather alert day, because of how hot it's going to be. Let's get over to meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. Elizabeth, this is serious.
It is. You know, we have a lot of hot days. Grant, and just a little while ago, was talking about the fact that it's been a really hot summer so far. We've seen a lot of really hot days. But when we do have these heat advisories, you really want to take it an extra step and just be extra careful. You don't want to be doing any exercise outside. And if you do work outside, take all those precautions that you know how to take. We could see a heat index up to 108 this afternoon. And then later on this evening, a chance for some scattered storms. One or two of those could produce some wind damage. But it does look like we're trending a little wetter than we were yesterday. That's going to be for tonight and into the day tomorrow. We're mostly cloudy in downtown Raleigh. You see the flags moving in front of the legislative building. Our dew point's at 70, and that is really sticky and steamy. 78 is the temperature as you're heading out in the triangle. By the time we get to lunchtime, you'll already feel like the triple digits. And again, we're going to hit somewhere between 106 and 108 across our area. This low right here is actually the remnants of Tropical Storm Arthur from yesterday. That's going to spread a lot of rain across the deep south, and it looked like it would miss us, but now it looks like it could team up with that cold front to our north and help to bring us a better chance for rain tonight and tomorrow. An isolated storm could pop up this afternoon, but I think it'll be closer to midnight before we see the bulk of it rolling in, and then a good bit of rain for us on Friday. We may see even more on Monday, so we'll take a look at the totals for the week coming up in just a bit. Ken?
All right, Elizabeth, happening now in terms of your morning commute. Here's a look at I-40 in both directions around the Cary area. This is I-40 Harrison Avenue. These are the westbound lanes heading to Durham. The eastbound lanes coming toward us, heading to the Raleigh-Wake County area. Traffic has definitely picked up, but flowing at a nice steady clip. Right now, you're looking at a 6-minute delay coming in on I-40 eastbound. For friends in Wake Forest, you're looking at a 5-minute delay. We're picking up a little bit of delay around Highway 55 coming in out of Apex this morning, Williams Road, if you will. Just a 4-minute delay, but boy, things are looking great coming in out of Nightdale at 1 minute. So let's take a spin around the Beltline, starting with the southern loop of the Beltline, I-40 Lake Wheeler Road, the westbound lanes moving away from us this morning. And really and truly, this time of the morning, no delays on the southern loop of the Beltline. Hey, I'll take that, and I'm sure you will as well. As for that northern section of the Beltline, you're picking up about a 5-minute delay. Most of the delays are around the Capitol Boulevard exit, but once you get past that, it's clear sailing all the way over to Wade Avenue. You're getting ready to head into the car. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Ken, thank you. And speaking of traffic, downtown Raleigh will soon see quite a bit of foot traffic because we are just 2 days away from the Carolina Hurricanes Championship Parade. And it's all happening in downtown Raleigh. An estimated 100,000 people expected to turn out Saturday. So now is the best time to start making those plans for how to get in and out of downtown. WRAL's Ali Kadlabar joins us there now, following that story all morning long, live on Fayetteville Street. There you go, waving that towel. Ali, this parade is causing some Caniacs to get creative with their travel plans.
Oh yeah, I'm already getting prepared for the parade. I have my hat on, I got my towel waving going. We're gonna see a lot more Caniacs make their way to downtown. The city of Raleigh says that they're anticipating it to be the largest event in the city's history. So with that means that the city is asking people not to drive down here. If you do, carpool. Several roads will be closed as early as 3:30 a.m. along the parade route. Raleigh officials also recommend taking the Go Raleigh bus as well as the Go Triangle bus. Now, Amtrak trains from Charlotte and Greensboro are already sold out, and we spoke with a Caniac coming in from Charlotte. He plans to get to downtown several hours early.
People will be converging in Raleigh for good reason. And so I'm just trying to beat. If I have to be there 3 to 4 hours early, that's fine. As long as I'm there to meet up with friends, meet up with fellow Caniacs, and celebrate our boys, it's all worth it. It really is.
It'll be worth it. A lot of people, again, in downtown Raleigh celebrating our Stanley Cup champions. The parade starts rolling at 11 a.m. Saturday. Reporting in Raleigh, Ali Kadlabar, WRAL News.
Now let's take a look at the championship parade route. Man, I know her arm is going to be tired. Let's take a look at the championship parade route for this Saturday. It'll go down Hillsborough Street, swinging by the state capitol, and then go down Fayetteville Street. The parade ends at Davie Street, followed by a fan rally happening at the City Plaza. WRAL, of course, will have you covered with live team coverage of Saturday's parade. We'll have crews all over downtown Raleigh, giving you every angle of the celebrations. Our coverage starts at 10:30 in the morning, and we'll carry the entire event live right here on WRAL, on air and online. And you can relive all the memorable moments of the Canes Stanley Cup win on WRAL's YouTube channel. That includes the on-ice celebration and our conversations with players, fans, and other key members of the Canes championship run.
Well, we're following a developing story right now. The Highway Patrol asking for help identifying the driver in a hit-and-run crash that injured two cyclists. State troopers say this man hit them on Highway 751 near Duke Forest on Saturday. Mark Maximoff was one of those cyclists hit. He said the driver crossed the center line and hit him and his friend. He says he suffered a broken arm and a cut on his leg, but his friend is in the intensive care unit.
My injuries are minimal. All I have is concern for my friend, who is in it for a long haul recovery.
Well, troopers say the driver they believe is responsible is in this vehicle, a 1999 Chevy Tahoe with front left panel and wheel damage. If you have any information, you're encouraged to call the Highway Patrol. Their phone number can be found in this story on WRAL.com.
Our severe drought is intensifying, stretching across more communities in our area. And that's leading to increased water restrictions in many places, which includes Durham, now under stage 2 restrictions. Officials say Lake Mickey is one of the city's sources for drinking water at just 40% full right now. The Little River Reservoir is about 61% full. And Durham's water efficiency manager, James Lim, explains why the city skipped stage 1 restrictions and went straight to stage 2.
This drought is hitting us at a strange time of year. It's definitely hitting earlier than we've seen in previous droughts. Our spring was relatively dry. We're not used to seeing that. And so that's one of the things the model picked up on and triggered stage 2 more quickly.
Lim says stage 2 restrictions eliminate spray irrigation, at-home car washes, and pressure washing. People who are caught not following the restrictions could be fined up to $250 or have their water service terminated. Lim says the goal is to reduce water consumption by 30%.
UNC is headed to the College World Series finals for the first time since 2007. How about that? The Tar Heels beat West Virginia yesterday 12-7 to advance. Boy, that bottom of the 7th was a little nerve-wracking for Tar Heels fans, I can tell you that. They've gone 8-1 in postseason play. They will play Oklahoma in the best-of-3 championship series. The first game is Saturday at 8 p.m. Game 2 will be Sunday afternoon at 2:30. And if a Game 3 is necessary, it will be Monday night at 7. Well, a widening project on Aviation Parkway is in the works, and tonight, people who live and work along that road will learn more about what it means for them. Let's bring in WRAL's Kelsey Coffey to tell us more about this project. So, Kelsey, how will this affect drivers in that area?
Well, Ken, tonight we'll be able to find a little bit more out about that. So more than 70 property owners all along Aviation Parkway here will be able to find out what this means for their properties. So we'll go ahead and give you a look at what will be under construction. Aviation Parkway from Chapel Hill Road in Morrisville to I-40 in Cary. NCDOT says traffic in that area is expected to increase by 50% within the next 25 years. That would be about 24,000 vehicles a day by 2050. A major part of this road widening project is adding a sidewalk and 10-foot wide multi-use trail. NCDOT says the project will help with traffic flow. Attorney Jason Campbell says businesses along Aviation Parkway will lose parking spaces in order for DOT to make room for the wider road.
How many people can use a building depends on how many parking spaces you have. You lose parking spaces, you may have the same size building left over, but you're going to have fewer people you can rent to, fewer people who can work there.
So that's why there'll be a public meeting tonight at 7 o'clock for these property owners to understand more about what goes into this process. You can find out all that information on WRAL.com's homepage. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Wake County.
If you need unemployment benefits in North Carolina, you're likely to get paid the wrong amount and not on time. Those are the findings of 2 follow-up audits released by the state auditor's office. From 2021 through 2025, the auditor found the improper payment rate for unemployment benefits in North Carolina was 22%. Most of those were overpayments. That's more than double the national standard. And that has cost taxpayers more than $90 million over the expected error rate. In fact, the improper payment rate got worse compared to the first audit's findings. The second follow-up audit dealt with when people finally got paid. In 2024 and 2025, 28% of first unemployment checks were not cut within that 14-day standard. While that's not great, that is an improvement compared to previous years. The timeliness of payments is something WRAL Investigates covered for years before the pandemic. The Division of Unemployment Security agreed with the audit findings and its recommendations improvements to North Carolina's unemployment system.
Well, coming up right now at 8:41, hospital expansion approved. One of Raleigh's biggest healthcare hubs is growing. The plans for UNC Rex to expand. That's coming up next.
Plus, more people are turning away from booze and looking for a new buzz. WRAL investigates a new substance popping up in shops around the state.
And here's a piece of news that isn't good right here. This is the exceptional drought that developed last week. It has expanded this week as our brand new drought monitor has come out. I'll explain what that means coming up. 8:45, it is that time of the week where we get the new drought monitor, and it's not good news, but that's to be expected. We saw very little rain over the last week, and this area, which is the exceptional drought, which formed last week, has expanded. So more of our counties are now under that exceptional drought, and we're going to talk a little bit more about the comparison between this week and last week coming up in just a little bit. It is a WRAL weather alert day, so a heat advisory goes into effect at 11 a.m. It'll feel like 106 to 108 this afternoon, and then a severe threat, potential for a few isolated storms to pop up this afternoon, but a better chance later on this evening. We'll walk through Futurecast in just a few minutes. Check this out, though. We could be feeling like triple digits by lunchtime, and again, mid to late afternoon will be the hottest part of the day. Ken?
Elizabeth, happening now, boy, we're picking up some heavy congestion on I-40 eastbound between Aviation Parkway and Wade Avenue. These are the eastbound lanes coming toward us this morning. You can see the bumper-to-bumper traffic. So here's what you're looking at. You're looking at an 8-minute delay coming in from Durham this morning, so keep that in mind. Depending on where you're headed this morning, you might want to take the I-540 loop as an alternate route or even Highway 70. But we'll keep you updated here in the WRAL Traffic Center. You're looking at a 7-minute delay coming in from Wake Forest. And if you're coming in from Apex this morning, you're looking at a 6-minute delay at this hour.
Ken, thank you. A substance known for combating anxiety is booming in popularity. It's called kava. In fact, so-called kava bars are popping up across the state, from the mountains to the Triangle to the coast. WRAL Investigates' Destiny Patterson takes us inside one of these bars.
As more people are choosing not to drink, they're experimenting and trying new things like kava. It's known for having calming effects and making people feel more social.
One Haleakala sunrise with kava coming up.
Zoe Best opened this shop, Declined Kava in Durham. Think of it as a mix between a lounge and a coffee shop. It's only growing in popularity in North Carolina, especially in the mountains. And the WRAL viewing area, there are also shops in Raleigh and Fayetteville and Sanford. That's just to name a few. So what is kava?
Kava is a plant that grows in the South Pacific. It is in the black pepper family, and the root is the part that we consume. So we'll mix different juices and flavors and have, fun mocktails so that you can get the same effects without as much of the harsh taste.
But there is no legal age limit and no strict regulation. Traditional users say it's safe, but a lack of uniform standards for quality and potency lead consumers to vet it themselves. Now, there's still a lot that we don't know about kava. Coming up tonight at 6, WRAL Investigates tells you what regulation could mean for both customers and shop owners. Destiny Patterson, WRAL News.
Hey, we want to tell you about some Democratic lawmakers wanting the people to decide whether to allow marijuana in North Carolina. They're proposing a bill to add to the November ballot items about medical marijuana and recreational use. Republican legislative leaders have been mixed on whether to legalize marijuana and how to do it. These proposals would force them to act. The Republican-controlled legislature is unlikely to put either idea on the ballot this fall. A hospital expansion project in Raleigh has the green light. Raleigh City Council approving rezoning the UNC Rex Hospital at the intersection of Blue Ridge Road and Lake Boone Trail. The construction will allow the hospital to add 50 more beds. Rezoning allows leaders to build taller patient towers, which paves the way for the added capacity.
Tonight, a send-off for North Carolina's athletes in the 2026 Special Olympics USA Games is happening. The Special Olympics brings together thousands of fans, athletes, coaches, and volunteers from across the country. Tonight's send-off is happening at the Sheraton Imperial Hotel in Durham from 6:30 until 8:30 this evening. The I Survived It Cancer Luncheon is also happening today. It will celebrate survivors, honor the lives lost, and support cancer programs. It's being hosted by the National and Independent Gospel Music Association, and I am very excited to be the luncheon's MC. It's happening at the Hilton North Hills Hotel in Raleigh at 11:30 this morning.
So listen, a familiar face stopped by our studio earlier this morning. Will Ferrell made a visit to WRAL as his new character, Lonnie Hawkins.
How are you?
Good to see you, man.
Lonnie Hawkins.
Don't let me tell you anything, but you go get it. All right. We talked with him about his latest project called The Hawk. Ferrell plays a golfer trying to make a comeback in his career. He told us about his plans for today, including a visit to Pinehurst, where the Hawk is getting a big honor.
I'm going to be inducted into the World Golf Hall of Fame in Pinehurst.
No kidding. It's about time.
As you can see, look at all the people who've showed up. We're expecting crowds in the hundreds.
In the hundreds
today,
okay.
but it's I've worked hard for this. It's a big thrill, and very excited. But I'm more excited to be here at WRAL.
Really? Okay.
WRAL.
The new way of saying WRAL. Well, Ferrell is filming part of his new television series in Pinehurst today. Later today, WRAL will be there to cover it all. Watch for that in our early evening newscasts.
Ken, don't you mean Raul will be there to cover it all?
Exactly.
And while the Hawk was here, he had an interesting exchange with our very own Elizabeth Gardner. Take a look at this.
And you're going to Pinehurst, right?
Yeah.
And they're going to induct you into the Hall of Fame. Is this going to be outside?
Look, I don't know. What's your name?
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
It's nice to meet you.
Also
Nice to meet
married.
God, Elizabeth, you smell good.
Oh, Elizabeth, how's the hand?
So I'm not going to ever wash it.
No,
right?
you can't now, right? We did remind him that you are a married woman, but it was all in good fun.
Oh, it was so much fun. I mean, what a thrill and a treat
Right?
to have him here. And can't wait to watch the show. It's July?
I think July. I don't want to give an but definitely July.
Yeah.
We'll have to tune in on Netflix.
Oh, absolutely. So much fun. And then we're going to talk about bad stuff. I don't want to talk about bad stuff. We had such a good time in the studio this morning. But it is that time of the week. It is Thursday morning, and that's when the drought monitor comes out. We had bad news last week. We had a pocket of our viewing area go under exceptional drought, which is the one at the very far end, which you never want to see. So 1% of the state last week was under exceptional drought. It's 2% of the state this week, and you can see it expanded. So the counties in our viewing area are going to be Franklin County, Wake County, Durham County, parts of Granville County, as well as Orange County and Person County. All those counties are partially under the exceptional drought, and that's just not good news. I didn't expect that there would be much change, certainly no improvement. We really didn't see any rain in the last week. We do have a chance of some rain, mainly late tonight into the first half of the day tomorrow. That should help things. More rain on Monday also should help things a little bit, at least to keep us from seeing that exceptional drought expanding anymore. But a really hot and breezy day today. Heat index up to around 107 or 108. Because of the breeze and the heat, we have high fire danger today as well. We also have a system that's just to our north. That's a cold front that's going to pair up with the remnants of Tropical Storm Arthur to bring us rain tomorrow. But it's also sending us some clouds. That cold front is right now. Temperature 80 degrees currently. Their dew point 70, so it feels very tropical as you're stepping out the door. Temperatures currently upper 70s to right around 80. But the cloud covers should keep our temperatures from warming up as quickly this morning. But here's where we're headed this afternoon. This is the heat index forecast on this WRAL weather alert day. 108 Fayetteville, 109 Goldsboro, 107 Durham, 103 in Roxborough. So it's one of those days you don't want to really be doing much of anything outside. This is a look at it from the map view. You can see the red shaded area. This is where we have major heat risks for today. So that's pretty much the entire viewing area. We'll likely break a record 99 for today. The previous record is 98. And we look ahead to the weekend. Expect the first half of Friday to be on the wet side for Juneteenth. It's drier over the weekend with highs in the low to mid 90s.
And before we go to break, let's take a look at the winning lottery numbers. We'll get another check on weather and traffic next.